Pilot's log, stardate 69.420. The Wii U eShop, the final frontier. After multiple weeks in the holodeck training with Daisy Fuentes, I've succeeded in becoming flexible enough to lick my toes while standing. Having now mastered everything the human body can offer me, I've turned to virtual pleasures. I've faced off against the toughest foes this galaxy has to offer in my decades as a pilot, and I've conquered them all without fear. But the Wii U eShop, that place scares me. If it was barren, completely devoid of life, that'd be more comforting. Instead, it's filled with ports of games from far more successful consoles and shovelware that would make Steam jealous. But after digging until my fingers bled, I began to see a glimmer of hope, for there is a chosen one. After giving Daddy Nintendo my credit card information and spending $25 plus taxes, I was finally able to access the only good exclusive game on Wii U eShop, Affordable Space Adventures. Others across the cosmos praised its unique usage of the Wii U GamePad, a bulky, obtuse relic from a society that did not yet know what a lockdown was. And after years of waiting, I would finally be able to see if the rumors were true, or if this game being good is merely a myth like leprechauns or Eskimos. Let's get one thing out of the way at launch. Affordable Space Adventures is not perfect. There's a major issue that remains throughout the 4 to 5 hour adventure, the loading screens. The game is split into small, bite-sized levels filled with hazards or puzzles or both. The issue here is that some of these levels only last about a minute or two, and when you're done, you have to sit through a 20-second loading screen every single time. It's beyond annoying and took me out of any sort of rhythm I tried to build up. Thankfully, this mostly affects the first 10 levels as they're fairly short. After that, the levels expand in length, though the loading times never improve. Aside from the unfortunate loading malfunction, Affordable Space Adventures is a good puzzle game. If it wasn't for the Wii U exclusive features with the GamePad, I would still recommend it. At its core, you fly through those bite-sized areas, avoiding enemies that wish to do you harm. Since certain enemies are sensitive to sound, you have to make sure your fuel engine's thrust is set as low as possible so as not to alert them. Or you can switch to the quieter electric engine and glide past enemies. Had the developers made all this accessible through in-game menus with the Pro Controller, it would be overly tedious. However, the intelligent nature of the puzzles would still shine through. But the whole reason you're buying Affordable Space Adventures is for how it uses the Wii U GamePad. While the gameplay is shown on your TV, the GamePad works as a heads-down display. Now you control every aspect of your ship on its own touchscreen. You can adjust each feature of the ship easily, switching between varying levels of intensity, all while keeping an eye on your sound, heat, and electricity levels, so that you don't have a malfunction or alert enemies. The developers force you to use every available feature to succeed. Sometimes you'll have to completely cut the engines and rely on gravity to push you forward, while other times you'll have to seal the ship so you don't explode from heat. When people say that Affordable Space Adventures is the best use of the Wii U GamePad, they aren't exaggerating. Without it, all the magic would be sucked out like it was attacked by a high-priced escort in Harry Potter world. Having everything literally at your fingertips immerses you in the experience, making you feel like a spaceship. Sure, they could have made this a normal game by cluttering the TV screen and mapping everything to menus and sub-menus, but the GamePad takes it to that next level. It's just a shame that the Wii U was such a failure because Affordable Space Adventures truly does reach the potential Nintendo envisioned. My favorite feature in all of Affordable Space Adventures is the landing gear. You unlock this function around level 15 or 16, and it's an absolute game changer. Now you have to build up speed, kill your engines at a specific time, then engage the sliding gear to go down a slope like a steer and avoid enemies that want to blow you up. Other times you use it to stick to surfaces to pass enemies. I was afraid Affordable Space Adventures would run out of ideas halfway through, but the landing gear adds this awesome element of fun. I will bring the mood down a little bit though, like when a rock band switches to a slow song during their set and asks everyone to get their phones out. Affordable Space Adventures is, again, just a good puzzle game. If you want numbers, it's a 7 out of 10 at its core, with the GamePad support bringing it to an 8. And there is multiplayer support which should deepen the enjoyment. Unfortunately, my videos haven't been performing well lately, so I couldn't afford the women I normally pay to come over. But that's the main drawback with Affordable Space Adventures. It's defined by the GamePad, not by the good gameplay nugget hidden deep within its asteroid. In terms of length, there's 39 levels, which take anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes each on average. When I was done, I didn't feel like the developers gypped me in terms of content. It took around 5 hours, and that was the sweet spot. While I won't spoil anything, let's just say the levels in the 30s get a little nutso, but in a good way. Plus, there's a few bonus levels deemed too hard for the main story. However, $25 does seem a bit steep for the amount of content. I understand the GamePad features took a lot of work, but they should call this not Affordable Space Adventures instead. Get it? Because it spells NASA? Never mind. So that inevitably leads to this very important question. Why are there so many people named Hunter, but no one's named Gatherer? Also, should you buy a Wii U solely for this game before it disappears on March 27th? Sadly, no. If you still have a Wii U and can afford some friends for a day or two, what are you waiting for? Get this now. For everyone else who's already moved on to the Nintendo Switch, sure you're missing out, but you can fill that hole pretty easily with the hundreds of great games available over there on the other side of the galaxy.